here we are. Not quite the upgrade to the Golf, but bear with me. This is a 2011 1.4 petrol Ford Fiesta black. MOT, stick it on the drive, sell it, job done, money in the pot for a better car. Now, did I just make a rookie mistake? So yes, we found an issue. We got the car back from the salvage yard. I was buzzing because I literally thought I'd just throw an MOT on it, get it back, throw an MOT on it, give it a little clean up, a little service, make sure everything was sorted with it, and then, you know, straight up for sale. Be a quick, I don't know, £500 profit. Fired it up on the back of the truck, no issue whatsoever, stuck in gear, no issue, started driving back, all good. And then I got into a little slant on the surface and it just started like juddering. Straight away I was like, it's not going to be easy, is it? Wouldn't come out of gear, wouldn't go back in the gear. The clutch felt like mid-range, so I thought, you know, first I thought, I can't be the clutch was biting quite nicely. And then, yeah, it was the clutch. The clutch was gone. Hence why it's probably been traded in. The new clutch should be roughly about 400 quid, including the labour. But I can't, there's no way I could do that. It's literally, I'll be making nothing. So there's only one thing for it. And here we are, guys. We're going to fit a new clutch in the Fiesta. We're going to save ourselves 400 quid. Now, I've never done one of these before. I haven't a clue what I'm doing, truth to God. But how hard could it be? Cheeky. Right, let's crack on and do it. Let's get going. We need to, I think we need to, we're going to get the battery off. Another rule. We're working on a car, working on an engine, working on electrics, working on anything. If you're unplugging something, just disconnect the battery. It'll save you a lot of hassle. Yes, you might have to reset your radio and a couple of other little bits and bobs, but just take your battery off. We've got to do that anyway. Yeah, look at that airbox. That is insane. That's like so small. Get this airbox off, get all that off, because I know the box is under there. And then I think we've got to get these, I know we've got to get these shafts out. Get these shafts out, drain the oil, so drain the oil, then take the shafts out. We're just going to wing it because I'm not fully sure step by step, but we're just wing it and go from there. So yeah, what am I doing? Oh, okay, start with the battery. Let's get that done. Off here by moving the battery and the battery tray. With them two bits out alone, it's freed up a lot of space there. The next is a couple of little brackets that are hidden that you can't see, that are holding the ECU. There's a few wires going to the ECU. I've disconnected them. That allows me just to move it out of the way when I need to. Then all that's left is the airbox. So I'm going to undo that now and get rid of that. And now that's freed up a lot of space there. That just makes it a little bit more easier to get in from the top. Right, this is where we're at. So everything's disconnected from the box. I've got to show you underneath. So this is what I was talking about earlier. These just pop off. They come off nice with a flathead screw. I'll pop them off. They obviously go on to this little ball there. See that little ball there and a little nipple there? That's where they connect to. I've took off the bracket. Now, to me, they should slide off. Maybe unscrew or something, but I couldn't quite understand it. So there's two bolts in there, two 13s in there. Under them 13s, the whole bracket come off. That seemed easy enough to me to do. So all I've got to do now is undo the engine from the actual box itself, but I'm going to drain the oil. No, that's a lie. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drain the oil first, and then I'm going to take these shafts out. They're either side. So I'm going to take them out either side. And then we're going to undo the bolts for the bellows, and then we should be able to drop the engine. So first of all, let's drain this oil. So it's a 22mm socket, and then if I remember rightly, there's 2 and a bit litres of oil should be in there. So make sure your pot's big enough. This is a 6 litre pot, so it should be plenty. The idea is get this nut out and get out of the way before the oil hits you. Now that the oil's removed, it's time to remove the drive shafts. These just need a little tug and they should pop straight out. Right, now it's taking these bolts all around this box here. So this box goes down there, there's a number of bolts all around it. Let's see, that one there, all around it. I'll do all them, this is loose, then we'll get it out. But I'm just going to crack on with this, undo these bolts, because that's just boring, and I'll catch you up after that. I've literally run out of time. Right, I'll catch you up where we're at. Box is pretty much off. So I've undone all the bolts that are holding the box to the actual engine itself. I was pointing down here, but it's actually up a bit further up here with all the bolts. As you can see, I put this bar across here because the box was actually splitting on its own. So I put this bar to support the box, even though it's got engine mounts holding it on still anyway, but just give it a little bit more support. And then on the engine side, I've got the jack holding it up with a log, you know, because wood's safe. But it's not really holding a lot. All it's doing is just keeping the engine in place. I'm pretty sure that this will separate quite easily now. So I'll be back Monday to finish this off. It's Friday today, so by the time I pick the boys up, sorted them out, it's the weekend. I'll spend more time on the car, I'll spend it with the family. So yeah, but I'll be back Monday, and then we can undo the mounts, undo these mounts, drop that away. That box should fall out, or if not, fall on me. Either way, it's coming out. We should have the clutch back in Monday. We should have it all back together Monday, to be fair. There's no reason why not. And then all that's after that is just a clean up and a walk round. I've noticed the tyre that I've took off passenger side is a bit low in tread. Every other tyre seems to be alright. Underneath seems to be quite solid, to be fair. So I need to run through it all, make sure it's all safe and all, it's all strong. Run it through MOT, see what that brings up, if anything.
3 days later.
Hi guys, right, we're back Monday. So I hope you had a good weekend. Not that kind of works on a video because... Anyway, right, where are we? We have the box still on it. All the bolts are undone, everything else is disconnected, I think. All that's left to do is split the two apart. So we'll do that from underneath. Oh, I needed to undo, oh no, engine mounts. So there's a mount at the back of the box you need to undo. This is already undone. So let me get a box and stuff. Something to lay on, and we'll get underneath here and have a little look. Best place you can see everything. But basically what we're going to do now is see a box fall down on me. So it is awkward. Let's clear some of the space away so tools get hit and smack up in my face. Make sure, even though you've emptied the oil, make sure you've got some rags lying about, just in case it does decide to squirt everywhere. But there you go. Ooh! One gearbox hanging. So she's hanging now. I'm just going to drop the straps that are holding it. There we are, one. And that, my friend, is one gearbox removed. Oh, the car's too fucking low. I'm gonna have to. Can we get it out? We get it out. Yeah, there we are. She's out. And that is one gearbox. That is my first gearbox I've removed. Okay, so it's about 8-10mm bolts holding the actual clutch to the flywheel. As you can see, what I'm using there is a flathead screwdriver just to put against the actual flywheel itself and the casing, and that just allows me to jam it in place so it stops that from spinning. Easy to get the 10mm out. Right, so you want the black bit just a little bit out like that, with the spindle coming out. And then what you want to do, you hold that bit, hold this bit here, and tighten this bit. And what you'll see if the spindle moves, you've got to hold the spindle as well. You've got to hold about 8 things at the same time. But the idea is doing it up, and it's going to pull this spindle through. And it's going to expand this bit of plastic here, like you see there. It's working, it is doing it. There we go. That's really that's nice and tight now. Then this middle one, or this one here, you could do up, and that's putting against these little teeth here. Now that you could manipulate. You might have to do it a little bit. I don't know, a little bit too tight. But the idea now is that you could roughly get this plate here in the middle of the plate underneath. So I don't know if you can see it, but there, it's just a bit out there. See there? And on this side you can't see it. So we know that that's got to go more over to the centre. Some of them, I've been told, some of them you might have a bigger lip. So the idea, you might have a bigger lip all the way around. So obviously then you get this plate in the middle of that, where that's the other circle. So this is pretty much lined up all the way around, all 3 points here, 1, 2, 3. You can pretty much line it up if I don't drop it. And that is lined up. Now what you want to do, without tightening that up again, don't worry about it moving, that's fine. Keep looking, making sure. See, I've moved that a little bit now. Let's see if we can. Got painful to watching it. Try again. A little bit more. There you go. So 1, 2, 3. That seems lined up. So if I could get it there and keep it there. Lined up, lined up. That's pretty much lined up. Now I could go ahead and refit it. So, spindle, little bits, little nipples, do a little tap. Don't worry about that. That's just all the brake cleaner coming out. Try and keep everything clean as possible. That's it, that should be lined up, unless I've done something wrong, but we'll find out when I try and put the box back in. Ow. What I've got here is a new slave cylinder. What I'm pointing to now is the old one. So what I'm going to do is 3, I think 8mm bolts holding that into place. Undo them, take that one out and put the new one in. Now the reason why I'm replacing this, one, the box is already out, so it just makes complete sense. And 2, the old one could be slightly worn, and also more likely it could foul with the new clutch in place. Stop all that. To make it solid, I'm going to throw a new one in there. As it's only 55 quid. 55 quid well spent. Now, all right, now it's the fun part. I need to lift the box from underneath the car and then try somehow to place the middle of the spindle in through the clutch, line it all up with the bellows and with the engine, and then basically jiggle it in place. And it is that. You're literally dancing. You can see me now just going from underneath the car to the top of the car, trying to get that box, line it up, in through the clutch. That's why we used that tool earlier. If I have done what I was supposed to have done, then that gearbox should slide straight through that clutch into the bottom of the engine, and then the housing of the gearbox itself should line up with everything. So now with that all in place, I'm going around doing all the bolts up that I've took off originally. So all we're doing now is going in the reverse. As you can see now, I'm tying up the engine mount bolt, or the gearbox mount bolt. There's 3 there. And now what I'm doing is adding the gear selectors back into place. First the bracket, and now I'm going to pop them back. We'll plug in all the sensors. Right, now with all that fitted, it's time to re-add the drive shaft. Remember to re-add the drive shaft before you top the gearbox back up with oil, because otherwise you're just going to have a messy driveway. I didn't do that. Do the old drive shafts up. Most wheels, you've got a centre cap you could undo. So you want to put your wheel on, drop your car down very, very slightly so the wheel's touching the tarmac. Then you can get on there on that centre drive shaft and do that big nut up. Now the other side, it's exactly the same with that. Drive shaft in, do the bolt up, job done. Now with all that, it's time to add the oil to the gearbox. If you don't know how much gearbox oil you need, if you look online on the manufacturer's website, I'm sure somewhere on there will tell you. If not, some forum somewhere. Now it's time to put the wheels back on. Remember not to do the locking wheel nut up too tight, because it'd be a pain to get back off if you ever have to get these wheels off again. Now the opposite side. And obviously, as you got the wheels off, give them a little check over. See if there's any bumps on the inside, any cracks, any nails poking out, or screws, or foreign objects. I'll quickly show you what I'm doing. So, pumping the pedal down, the clutch pedal, and then coming to this is what we fitted in the gearbox. These two are poking out the gearbox, aren't they? Which I think I showed you earlier. Inlet is going in through this one, and then this is the outlet. This is the bleeding nipple. So what I'm doing, I'm pumping the pedal, the clutch pedal inside 10 times, 15 times or whatever, holding it to the floor, which is why the bar's there, and then I'm coming out and I'm basically turning this nipple here, and this turns anti-clockwise. See it moving there? And I'm opening that all the way up, and then you're seeing all the love juice coming out of that, and then blowing bubbles, and then you do it back up again whilst leaving the pedal down. Go back in there, pump it again 10 times, come back out again, same thing, doing the same thing over and over again until the pedal starts getting a bit harder. If you had a friend, I haven't got any friends, but if you had a friend, what you do, get them sat in there, getting them to pump the clutch, basically stop, it saves you from doing it, and then they just tell them to hold it down, and then once they hold it down, then you let go, let the nipple out, and then make sure you do it back up again, then get them to pump it again. And it depending, sometimes you might only have to pump it once or twice. You might have to spend hours on the bloody thing, pumping and pumping and pumping. Depends where the air is in the line and how far it's moved. I'll feel this straight away, so I'm opening another 2 more goes, and we should be all good. Now I'm finishing off the battery tray, just 3 10mm bolts back in there. Then there's the ECU on the side of the battery tray. Pull that back together, making sure all the wires are plugged in. As I'm actually fitting bits back to the car, I'm literally observing the whole engine, just to making sure that I haven't forgot anything. Because anything like a vacuum pump or a cable or a sensor, if it's in a real awkward place, if you forget it, you're going to have to take the majority of this back apart to get to it. So you might as well just keep looking, making sure everything is done, all connected. And that is completed. Everything back together again where it should be. Everything's tightened up underneath, everything's sweet. Now let's get in it and find out if all that has actually worked. Oh, he's certainly not made for sort of lanky guys like me. But I know it's going to start, so it's a good eat. Yeah, that feels good. Right, reverse. Straight in again, no issue whatsoever. See if it judders. Moving back, no juddering whatsoever. That is smooth. I can't test drive it properly because there's no tax on it or MOT. But bar that, everything else is spot on. We are all good. We have completed the clutch. So that's everything done. All that's left to do now is to give it a nice clean, get it booked in for its MOT. I've got to apply for the V5 because it ain't come with V5. When most salvage places don't offer you V5 for some reason, or the places I go to don't. So apply for the V5, MOT, give it a nice clean, and then she should be all ready for the market. So fingers crossed. Right guys, Fiesta's all done. MOT straight through. Only issue was near side front alloy had a chip on the inside, so they put that on the advisory. We've had a tyre fitted to that. The tyre guys didn't mention it. I've double checked it. There's no crack or anything like that, so I'm not really worried about that. I don't know why they mentioned it. Hey, I guess best to know. Drove for a few hours, absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do now is stick it on the drive, up for sale, and then we'll see what we get. I'm going to probably put it up for £3,000, 2,999. Because there's no service history. It has got an MOT. It's got a new clutch. It should fly. We'll find out. So I will let you know as soon as I know. been like 2 weeks, no sale whatsoever, nothing, not even reviewing. So, you know, I guess if you look at the comments from the Golf, people actually stated, you know, fair play for selling the Golf so quickly. You know, it's nothing worse than having a car sat there doing nothing, which is what this one is this one's doing. So, yes, you know, with the good stuff, shit stuff happens. Look at that location as well. Look at that car that is sat there, prime location, and absolutely nothing. There's a couple of things why I think why it's not sold. One, I probably got it up too high. It's on 2,999. I could probably chop 500 quid off that, so I probably will do that for next year or after Christmas. And that's the second thing, Christmas. We've got Christmas literally round the corner, so I don't think a lot of people want to spend. So yeah, we'll get rid of Christmas, knock the 500 quid off it, and push it next year in January, which is only a couple of weeks away. And hope for the best. So yeah, I'll update you on that one as soon as I know, or as soon as I sell it. I will. Next video, I'll probably be mucking around the Merc because I want to sell the Merc because it's too small for me. I can't be dealing with it. It's beautiful drive, absolutely love the drive, and it's a solid car, but it's too bloody small. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. Shuffle the cars around again. It's literally only been a month or 2 months. I'm shuffling cars again, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah, even the BMW. I even said to the missus, I think this X5 is gonna be sold soon, and it's just. It's on 140,000 miles, and I'm just thinking, let's get rid of this. And I want a truck, and then I'll probably buy the missus something small that she could use for work. But anyway, yeah, I'm blabbering on. Have a good Christmas. Appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.